You want to talk about it?
You're talking about the home birth?
Yeah. No, I'm talking about this.
Which one? This one. Oh, okay, yeah, I do want to talk about this because I had always felt that it was important for people to know what people were so upset about people having abortions. And I thought it would be important for them to really know what happened if someone had an abortion. Not that I think everyone should go out and have an abortion, because I don't, but I do think it should be the woman's choice to do this. But an informed choice.
Well, oh, you liberal New Yorkers are all alike.
So we found a clinic in Chicago who would do it and allow us to do it, and we did. And I went there, you know, trying to be very serious and be the hotshot producer and all. And I actually got very upset at the time that we did the show.
We filmed an abortion. And we called, before we aired it, we called the pro-choice people,
had them come down, put them in a room, and showed them the tape.
and they said, fine. Then we called the Archdiocese of Chicago, and they sent their entourage down.
We put them in the room, and we showed them the show.
And they wept. They were upset. Makes it look easy. I said, but it's the truth. It's the way it is. This is an actual, and they consented. They, too, agreed that this should air, and it did. In 1975, this is rough, and it's very personal, and you'll see part of it here. 1975, an abortion in Chicago. We are back at the Midwest Family Planning Association of Chicago, an abortion clinic. Our patient, having been told what to expect, walks to the treatment room where she meets the doctor for the first time.
A significant number of the Donahue stations refused to air this program. This entire procedure took between 7 and 13 minutes, not including the dilation. Everybody was stunned at how brief was the procedure.
Mm-hmm. And the woman herself was quite shocked. She said her comment was immediately, when it was over, well, gee, I'm still alive. I thought I'd be dead if I did this.
This is the issue that has split families, split this nation, and most certainly has split the Republican Party. And there it was in 1977, it says here, 1977 on television. May we take you back to 1982, the first television program on AIDS. I was having trouble pronouncing autoimmune. I don't know what we were talking about. Gay men were showing up very sick in emergency rooms and dying. And we were very, very, all of us, wondering what was this mysterious disease. Here we are, 1982. Check the number of people dead of AIDS, and then I'm going to tell you how many have died in the United States since then. Watch this. Acquired immunodeficiency system. That's a long syndrome. That's a long way of saying that your body is not as able as it should be to fend off foreign, the bad guys that come in and cause you problems. Here are the numbers on this. 732 cases reported, 284 deaths, 690 men have been afflicted, and 42 women.
We have not been able to get information about this around. It is an incredible mystery. We have more victims now than Tylenol, than toxic shock, than Legionnaire's disease, than swine flu put together. And everybody here knows about all of those. No one knows about AIDS.
What did I say, 282 dead? I now will share with you the United States toll of dead because of the AIDS virus. Show them, Brian. We have lost 319,849 irreplaceable souls to the virus which looms as the most ominous health emergency of our time. Now, before we break, just a brief story. I have to tell them the story.
Go ahead, go ahead.
We're televising a home birth, and the woman is on the bed in the obstetric position, and the husband is behind her, holding her, because they don't want the hospital, they don't want the doctors, they don't want the epidural, none of that. They're going to do it the natural way. And their little son, who's 4 years old, is running around the room, and he's eating candy bars and playing with his truck on top of the bed, and pretty soon the dilation comes, and you can see the crowning. You can see the beginning of the crowning. And just as the crowning starts and the dilation becomes greater, the kid leans into the shop and he says, "Mommy, it's a puppy." If I'm lying or dying, here's the tape. Watch it. Watch and listen to this. Listen to this. Beautiful.
No. Baby ball.
Oh, good, good. Good.
Good mom, it's a puppy.
There you go. Almost there. There we go. Here we come. Here we come. Here we come. A little more. A little more. There he is. All right. There you go.
God bless you.
Yeah. Nice.
Take a look.
Boy, I'll tell you what. We heard from mothers all over America saying, thank you, I've never seen this. I've never seen it. When we come back, it's all here for you, including a show that you wish you hadn't aired.
Yes, one show. Everybody says, is there anything you wish you hadn't done? There is one. We'll tell you
And
when
we'll
we come
even
back.
show you a little bit of it. And yes, if you're lucky, if you hang around, and if you're a good audience, I'll show you the host one more time in a dress. We'll be back in just a moment.
Did you call Nixon a murderer?
I have called him a war criminal. I have called him a war criminal.
Now, you are quoted as calling him a murderer.
Oh, well, I'm quoted as saying a lot of things.
That was 1970. Incidentally, we were, this morning, you know, our last day, Pat and I, 29 years, 6,000 shows, and we've been fighting all day long. You wanted to
all
say.
day, just before the show. I guess this is the way a show works. I don't know. But we've always fought about a lot of different things. And one of the things we had this big argument about, finally he ended up betting me $200,000 that Yo-Yo Ma had never been on the Donahue show.
Yo-Yo Ma, the world-class cellist. Yes.
He was on with Itzhak Perlman. He was a friend of Itzhak Perlman's, and he was playing with him
He
on the show.
played backup
For Itzhak
to
Perlman.
Itzhak Perlman. I got Yo-Yo Ma playing backup on a daytime talk show. Boy, hey, that's pretty good.
So
I had no idea.
Finally, he agreed that it was so. I had booked it. He lost. So we'll keep it a secret whether you ever paid the $200,000 or not. But anyway, I thought we'd play a little game today. Phil knows who this woman is, and he'll probably know it right off. But I'm going to ask him. I'm going to give $1,000 to his favorite charity if he can guess who this is. And I'm going to ask him to give $1,000 to my favorite charity if he can never guess who it is throughout the rest of the show. And we can lay it over there and let
Can I
you
look
have a
at
look
it now?
Yes.
If I know, can I tell you right away?
Sure. And then I have to give up the $1,000.
I know who this is,
Oh, I knew he would.
but I don't know her name. I do.
Well, what did she do?
You know what she did? She wrote sexy romance novels.
He's right. She did.
Have you got a picture here?
Here's her picture, and here's where she did it. We had her on as a guest one time, and she was from Highland, Wyoming. This is the bright spot where she did it. She had truckers come in, how she got her information. It was the post office, the grocery, the local gas station, and everything.
And what was her name? Oh, Betty Evenson.
Betty Evenson. And Betty's still alive and is living in Cheyenne right now. So I got to give, who do you want the money to go to?
I want it to go to the agency on whose board I am proud to serve here in New York City, the oldest association of its kind, the Gay Men's Health Crisis. The first association that got together. You can write the check
Later.
here in just a moment. In fact, we saw Larry Kramer on that AIDS program in 1982. He founded this agency. Shows that got the most response. We lead with Maria von Trapp. The Donahue Show went to Stowe, Vermont and visited Maria von Trapp at the Trapp Family Lodge. Well, my dear, the mail came down from heaven.
And she was on several times, and it always came down.
Total Woman. Maribel Morgan was a big hit.
Right.
Big hit.
We never dreamed it was going to be that big a hit, and she came on and said, you know, dress in saran wrap, do all these things to get your husband's attention, and the letters just came in, and many total books were written as a result of it. Total Man, Total Children, Total this, Total that, so the Total Woman.
Maribel Morgan remains happily married, living in Florida, so it certainly has worked for her. Charles is her husband, and she's doing well. The Recipe Detective, the woman who'll tell you how to make an Oreo cookie. She told you how to make...
Twinkies, Colonel